Hello there. Welcome back to Management and Communication Info. We are going to look at a question from the question paper of May 2024. And we are going to look at the second question on that question paper that is on interpersonal communication and social interaction. So you are given a scenario that you are given before you are given the questions. So you need to go through what we have in the information that we have. And then on the first part of our question, it reads and define the term self-image in brackets self-esteem. Our question is got 2 marks. And basically, a self-image, um, it is the mental picture, obviously, that one is perceived of, or that one perceives himself or herself. So we can also see that as the way a person feels about his or her personality to the society. So that's our personal self-image. So we have got a brief description that we have in terms of our answer section, whereby we say self-image is how one sees oneself or oneself's regard. That is the basic description of self-image. So I'm moving on to the second question. It reads, explain the psychological dimension of the self-esteem. So you're going to say that looking at psychological dimension, it reflects the beliefs and perceptions of individuals about relations between groups. That is a psychological dimension. So our question requires us to explain the psychological dimension of self-esteem, whereby self-esteem it involves confidence in one's own worth or confidence in one's abilities or morals. That is self-esteem. So in terms of explaining the psychological dimension of the self-esteem, we are saying psychological dimension refers to personality type and whether one is an introvert, that is shy or quiet, or extrovert. So basically, when we are looking at an introvert, it's a person who is concerned with their own thoughts and feelings rather than with external things. That is an introvert. And then when we are looking at an extrovert, it's a socially confident person. That is a person who is concerned with external things or objectives in terms of objective considerations. So that is what we have in terms of extrovert. So that's how best we can describe psychological dimension. So we go to the next part of our question, which is now going to be 2.3, which reads, how do you think remote work may negatively affect teamwork and social cohesion in the office? So remote work, remember, is whereby we are having a worker working and not at the workplace. Obviously, this was common during the COVID-19 period, whereby we had lockdowns, so movement to workplaces was limited or even banned. So there was facilitated the issue of remote working. So basically, remote work, we are saying it is a type of flexible working arrangement that allows an employee to work mainly from home, but also can be from any convenient place. So you see that it can be from any convenient place. For example, you can work in a cafe or any co-working space that is convenient. So our question reads, how do you think remote work may negatively affect teamwork? So obviously, we need to find the negatives of remote work. So we're going to see that remote work obviously leads to limited communication, and obviously there's going to be distraction from home. When you are working at home, and you can experience many distractions, and obviously also a poor work to life balance. Remember, we might see a worker being more concentrated on his or her own life than work because obviously that person is not being monitored. So we are saying how it negatively affects teamwork and social cohesion in the office is articulated in the other section, whereby I say when colleagues no longer work face to face as a team but remotely, communication suffers, body language cues cannot be read, and valuable connections lost. For real strategy, teams need both face to face. So remember, I still bringing out the importance of working face to face rather than remote working. So that's what we have on 2.3. So moving on to the next part of our question, which is going to be 2.4. Demand for specific skills have grown globally. Explain the skills dimension of the self-image. So when we're looking at the skills dimension, we are saying it refers to the different aspects or angles in which skills can be viewed. That is the skills dimension. So, explaining skills dimension of the self-image, we are saying the skills encompass the technical, whether you are good with your hands. For example, you talked about typing, driving, hairdressing, and painting. All those illustrates uh, technical skills. And the social communication skills are established, that is establishing rapport and getting along well with a variety of people, being social aware of yourself, and being comfortable. So that's what we have on 2.4. Then moving on to 2.5, it reads, how would you improve your self-esteem during times of uncertainty? List 8 points. So obviously, self-esteem, you are talking about self-confidence. How are you going to improve your confidence? The question requires us to list 8 points on how you can improve your self-esteem. So we are saying you should know your strengths and weaknesses. Obviously, concentrate on your strength. Concentrate on your strength so that you can build confidence. And obviously, you have to work on your weaknesses so that they become better. And then we go to set realistic goals. And remember, if you don't set a realistic goal and you set something which is not real, you're not going to achieve it, and it's going to demotivate you. You're going to lose confidence. So that's what we have on the second part. And then plan and act. Be positive in whatever you do. Don't make bad comments about yourself. Control your emotions, and decide to be happy and take pride in your achievements. So those are some of the points that you can also include. Then 2.6 reads, how could one improve worker motivation and productivity in the workplace according to the Maslow hierarchy of needs theory. And remember the Maslow hierarchy of needs theory. It is a theory proposing that humans are motivated by a hierarchy of needs that is progressing from basic physiological basic needs and then to self-actualization needs. So remember, self-actualization is the highest level where individuals strive to reach their full potential. So our question is saying, how could one improve workers' motivation, productivity in the workplace according to the Maslow hierarchy of this theory? Then it says, discuss the following. We've got the first one, which is physiological or basic need. So you're going to say that the physiological needs are going to be the basic needs that we cannot live without. So we have that again explained in the other section whereby we're saying, workers need food, these are basics, and rest to remain motivated and productive. So that's the first part on physiological. And then on the second part, safety and security needs. So the workers also need security in terms of also job security and also safety. So safety needs, we are talking about a personal security. We can talk about also a financial security and health and well-being of a person is a part of that. Then we go to our other section to see the description that we have, which is saying workers who feel secure in permanent positions with subsidy benefits remain loyal. So that's the importance. So we go to the next part of our question, which is now on self-esteem, in brackets are self-respect, and we are saying on self-esteem. Remember, self-esteem, this is the level that focuses on confidence and respect from others. That is a self-esteem. So if you go to our other section, which is the that we have, is a good manager gives regular feedback on performance. Hears everybody's opinions and rewards outstanding employees. Then we move on to next one, which is now self-actualization. Remember, on self-actualization, we are saying this is the highest level where individuals strive to reach their full potential and become the best version of themselves. That is a self-actualization. So what we have on the other section is a further study, the pursuit of interest and expressing oneself authentically. So basically, you are trying to reach your highest level through that. So that's what we have on 2.6.4. Then we go to our next part of our question, which is going to be 2.7. Choose the correct word from those in brackets and write it next to the question number. Then the first one is saying colleagues are considered a dash reference group. So you'd see that the correct response that we have between primary and secondary. Uh, we have got a primary reference group. Remember, a primary reference group is a group you meet frequently. Is a group you meet frequently, which you make constant interactions with regularly. So remember, colleagues are part of that. You meet them every day, you interact with them every day directly. That becomes a part of that as a primary reference group. So we have primary reference group. There is our response. Then we go to the last part, which is saying, um, explain your answer book. Explain your answer book is the last one. That is 2.7.2. So 2.7.2 is saying explain your answer above, which is now saying we have to explain the answer that we picked on 2.7.1, which is the primary reference group. Basically, we are saying we are going to explain what is a primary reference group. That is a group that we interact with regularly, and obviously that we make contact with every regularly. That is a primary reference group. So in the other section, we've got the explanation which says these are people with whom you have direct contact daily with constant interaction. So that's the brief description that we have. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. Let's meet again in the next video.